What does it do? Hello, greetings, my fellow bad bitches and beasts or whatever. Today we're just gonna be chilling in the car, eating some ice cream, and talking about our feelings. You know what? It's not even feelings, baby. It's growth. We're gonna be talking about our growth today. Fuck, man. Also, shout out to the fucking Dairy Queens, man. I ordered my fucking thing in a cup. But he's like, yo, listen, you want the fucking cone too? And I was like, fuck yeah. Let me get that. And he was a good man. Good fucking man. So yeah, we're gonna be eating some ice cream and trying our best to talk about growth. Um Technically I'm outside. My boy, shout out my boy Chris. He said to get out there in nature. And technically I'm not in nature, but like I'm nature adjacent. You know what I mean? It's motherfucking hot out there. I'm nature adjacent. So like give me half pinkies out for that shit. But while I doctor up my cone here for some ice cream adventures, let me explain the sort of growth that I am speaking of. Okay? And it's going to be all over the place because naturally that's just how I am as a person. And even if I have a sweet treat to kind of get me through and talk about things, I am still just the hydrated himbo of chaos and fucking whatever else comes my way. All right, one more scoop and then we'll talk about it. Hell yeah, baby. Shout out to the fucking DQ man. But all right, listen. So let's talk about growth, right? And sometimes growth is just it's it can be grandiose, it can be little things. Growth is sometimes me just taking a deep breath in when I'm playing my video game and not getting angry. That's fucking growth, baby. But we're not talking about that right now. Let me give the groundwork. Let me give the groundwork. Mmm, delicious. The groundwork of this growth is I'm gonna give you the TLDR real quick, rambling off. I had very high emotions for somebody. However, with the change of life and just things in general, the communication that I was used to sort of drifted and parted. Now, no malice in my tone. I'm saying, and I am being very careful with the way that I speak because I don't want any malice. There is no malice. There's no bad will. There's none of that. So I'm trying to keep my tone very even so that nothing is implied. Disclaimer. No, you know what I mean? I'm a very passionate person. I might raise my voice a little bit, but this is the disclaimer that there is no malicious in my tone, there's no ill will, nothing. I've worked through it. That's why we're calling it growth, baby. But um so essentially what happened is heavy emotions, big emotions. I'm not going to use the word because no need to use it, but if you are smart in the comment sections, I bet you I'll give you a thumbs up in your comment if you guess the word. Anyway, big emotions, a lot of emotions, heavy emotions, and then just, sort of life happened, things in general, communications parted, whatever. And it's real easy in moments of silence when such big, heavy feelings are involved to become bitter and start, thinking about, oh, well, maybe this, maybe that. And it's real easy to fill in that sort of not communicating with your own answers and trying to fill in the gaps and quote unquote get closure. And I'm growing. I'm not afraid to admit that I am not fully healed. I will never be fully healed. Listen, you motherfuckers have heard me talk shit and heard me speak about how I have not fully healed from my trauma and just put that shit away. Hey, it is what it is, baby. healed to me is different from healed to you. Pinky's out to that. But what I will say is that I am very proud of myself because I didn't let myself fall into that sort of what's the word I'm really looking for? I didn't let myself fall into that sort of bitterness and sort of, questioning the reality, so on and so forth. Instead, I just stepped back and I had you know, a really hard conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really hard conversation to really have with yourself when you're like, hey, I really adore this person and I want them in my life, but I'm watering something that, whatever the factors may be, wrong time, wrong person, whatever, none of that is really a stressor, but I was watering something that just wasn't there. I was watering an emotion. I was tending to a feeling that wasn't there. So I had to step back and without letting a poison ruin the thing that we had, the friendship and the enjoyment we had for each other, I had to step back and sort of weed what I was watering and, you know, open up that spot in my garden to plant something new. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds really weird, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it really resonates with people because a lot of my analogies are in sort of like a garden type way because that's how I see myself. I see myself as like I have deep fucking roots. Ah, my ice cream. Mm, I have I have deep fucking roots. Like I am a very confident person, and my garden is fertile and passion, and it welcomes other people to come into it and borrow its energy and shit like that. But for me to really sit down and not let malice or things like that fill the space that I pulled out from, that's my growth. That's really what I'm talking about right now. Like that was my growth because in the past, hey, listen, in the past I was a different motherfucking beast. In the past, if this shit happened, I listen, it would be over. It would be over. Nothing. Nothing. There would be nothing there. Scorched earth. Boom. Fuck this garden. We're moving on. But I'm not that man no more. And I'm not trying to be that man no more. Sometimes I gotta be that gangster, but listen, that's just how we survive. But I'm not trying to be that person no more. So that's really what I want to say, that sometimes doing the hard thing and having the hard conversation, and I'm not going to say man, woman, whatever. There are many different ways that this can fit maybe into your personal life. Maybe you are feeling things that just a person, the vibe is good and the energy is good, the existing with each other as well. But when it comes to putting labels or taking steps forward, no matter which side it's on, it might not be the move, right? And I'm not giving no advice. I will never give anybody advice because first of all, I'm the worst at it. You come to me, you say I want to do this stupid shit, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, do that fucking thing, do that fuck shit. I'm the worst at giving advice. So this is not advice. This is just me being proud of myself and the man that I am becoming and the man that I am because, I was able to step back, stop watering that emotion and what I felt. And I am healed enough and I am in tune enough with what I feel that I still want to welcome this person and I enjoy them in my life. They are great. And just because I was and this is something too, it's my responsibility to see that what I was watering wasn't something that was going to be. And it's my responsibility to step back and not only have that conversation with protecting my peace and protecting myself, but also establishing boundaries and, you know, and sticking to them, right? Because boundaries is very important. And when I say boundaries, I don't necessarily mean like, the state of the art boundaries. Like, it's self boundaries, right? Like, it would be real easy for me to be like, hey, what I felt really good in whatever. Oh, I can overlook this. I can overlook this. No. It's I'm not gonna overlook it. I understand that what I was feeling wasn't shared, right? Like, we weren't watering the same things, which is perfectly fine. I would never, I'm not discrediting anything. So I had to step back and I had to write my emotions and the way that I felt and the things that I watered and how I was watering them. And now we are on a path to take that spot that I was once putting energy into and, really tending to. And we are moving forward to plant something new. And both of us are going to work on watering it at the same time with the same energy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that was really well put, and that was like, my fucking ice cream is melted because I'm talking to bad bitches and I love it. Okay? But that's really all I really wanted to say. And what this video is just, sometimes you just gotta sometimes you gotta do, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Listen, I gotta end this video because I gotta eat this ice cream. But listen, y'all know what I'm saying. If you don't know what I'm saying, I'm sorry. Hopefully you understand the gist that I'm putting down. Y'all stay beautiful. Y'all stay hydrated. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.